Well, it didn't get dressed up for nothing.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Hey everybody, welcome to You Gotta See This Man. I'm your host Troy, and I'm joined as always by my boy Zach. Zach, how you doing?
Doing well, ready to get this new season going.
The new season is here, season number 2. We've had a long rest. We've been watching lots of movies. We've been preparing. So we're bringing you a brand new season, and we guarantee in this season at least 15% fewer ums and you knows. We've been listening to ourselves and bemoaning that. So we've been working hard, been in the gym, getting ready for this.
And I've been in the editing room.
Yeah, Zach's been editing so hard. Yeah. We're excited to bring you another season. This is, for the uninitiated, this is a podcast where two friends recommend movies to each other. One of us has seen the movie, the other has not, and we get together and discuss, see if we agree on it. For each one of us, this is the recommender is generally speaking pretty high on this movie, and we get to see where our tastes overlap and where they don't. So we're excited. So to kick off season 2, we are, Zach, I would say we are kicking off this season with a bang. I was watching this movie, and I think my hair was like pushed back a little bit. What is left of my hair was just like blown straight back. My chair was like pushed up against the wall.
Nice.
As I was watching
very MTV era guy sitting in a chair with the TV in front of him.
100%. So yeah. Why don't you intro our movie as we kick off season 2? What is it?
Well, as he's known to do in his other movies, is to literally blow you back in your chair with a lot of visuals, a lot of fantastic music, editing, and I'm talking about Baz Luhrmann and his movie Moulin Rouge.
He entered a world where fantasy is real, where he could be anything he wanted, and where he would discover the most dangerous temptation of all.
Come and get me, boys. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I believe you were expecting me.
Yes. Silly. Think you would fall in love with someone like me.
I can't fall in love with anyone and make men believe what they want to believe.
Never knew I could feel like this.
I believe in truth, freedom, and above all things, love.
Like I've never seen the sky.
You're gonna be bad for business. I can tell.
I am willing to provide the financial resources to make you a star.
You don't have to wear that dress tonight.
I require a contract that binds Satine to me exclusively.
He could destroy everything.
I don't care. We have each other.
Make Christian believe you don't love him.
You'll fight for me.
Hurt him to save him.
Whatever happens, no matter how bad things get, we love one another.
Kill the boy.
No!
Tell me you don't love me!
This story is about love.
Rouge. Yes, and it is Baz Luhrmann, because I wanted to be sure I pronounced that right. I didn't want to say Baz and
If it's not,
rest.
come at me, bro.
Okay, all right, Baz Luhrmann. It is. All right, so let's do this, Zach. Start the conversation. What do you?
So, Moulin Rouge is a musical, of which I know that you are not a huge fan of musicals.
That is correct. Yeah.
We will get to that later. I am not one that seeks out musicals, but I am definitely ready to be blown away by one. Having not seen this movie in over 20 years, I was curious if it was just my memory of this movie. Having not been super excited after having watched a couple of his other films, Great
Mhm.
Gatsby and Elvis, that I was like, maybe I'm just remembering Moulin Rouge through rouge-colored glasses, so to speak.
You want me to read you the bio from IMDb? It's pretty concise. A poor bohemian poet in 1890s Paris falls for a beautiful courtesan and nightclub star coveted by a jealous duke.
Cool. All right. So this movie's about a writer trying to find his way, and he falls in love with a woman of the night. And I can attest, it's never a good idea.
Hmm.
Even though, in this movie, there's some serendipitous love that, comes about. But it's never a good idea to fall in love with a woman of the night. You'll only get hurt.
Life
And
advice from Zach here, everybody.
it is a movie about love, about unrequited love, about regret. It's about poetry. It's about life. It's about seizing the moment and making sure that you don't go to your dying bed with regrets and risks not taking.
Well, Zach, I'm really glad that you are so enamored with this movie, because I'm gonna need you to like pull me more towards center on it. Like I initially I respect the game that Baz Luhrmann is bringing here, and there's a lot to applaud in this, but I need a little more convincing. Like my heart needs more convincing. I'm much like Nicole Kidman's character Satine,
Okay.
when Christian is first trying to woo her. So yeah, let's get this conversation going.
Let's start with what I think are the strong points of the movie, and then we'll kind of get
spit.
into leading you with some questions. I think the editing is incredible, especially I mean the first opening sequence is just ridiculous. Now
Yes, it is ridiculous.
he has a very similar opening sequence to Great Gatsby and Elvis, and if I'm remembering correctly, Romeo and Juliet as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he does come out with a bang. Like you said before, it's very colorful. It's very fast paced. And at times you almost wish you could recapture some of that initial energy. At other times in the movie, it seems
Totally.
to kind of like if the opening sequence is at 1,000%, the rest of the movie kind of ebbs and flows between like, 300 to 500%. It's still kind of, higher than 100%, but it's still kind of ebbing and flowing in a much lower range.
Yeah, yeah. Like my experience of this was like this movie snorted like 3 lines of coke right before it started. And I was the designated driver, It's like everybody around me was like living it up and having a blast, and I was just like, what is happening? I'm gonna have to drive these people home tonight.
Nice. Yeah, and once that initial roller coaster ride hits, it settles in. Okay, giving one of it, I think, arguably one of Nicole Kidman's best performances as an actress, because
Yeah, she's awesome in this movie.
Yeah, and playing the seem to be darling of this brothel, but also demanding the stage, like commanding the stage, but then having those subtle moments that gives her just a wide range of nuance in her performance. Ewan McGregor is great. and this is a much younger Ewan McGregor around the time when he was doing the Star Wars movies as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I think he also holds his own. It's two incredible like actors kind of playing off of each other. The supporting cast from Leguizamo as Toulouse, Jim Broadbent as Harold Zidler, Richard Roxburgh as the Duke. They all give fantastic supporting performances, and they're all incredibly memorable performances. Like they stand out. It's not just complimentary as well. There's a lot of comedic relief, which I enjoyed, which kind of kept some of it going along without getting too melodramatic. The ending, I think, is phenomenal. I think it's like you don't get the happy ending. Spoiler alert. That serendipitous love, you know, just can't be. And I love that it doesn't end on the happy note. Yeah, man, it gave me every bit of the feels, and it wasn't just one thing. I thought the musical performances were amazing. The way it's shot, the editing, fantastic. The direction, the set design, the production design. I mean, it's like this movie is in love with the art of theater, but the art of conveying theater to the screen. You know what I mean? So initially, now that you've heard what I got to say about it, what is your first overall impression? Quick little synopsis.
Yeah, quick synopsis. I think that I agree with you on a lot of notes of like the skill that is on display here. It is, I think it is undeniable. The performances are strong. There is the set design, the music, all the choreography, all of that stuff. There's clearly like a master at work on this. And I think that the place where I'm still like not I'm still kind of questioning and figuring out what do I think of this is that this movie telegraphs itself a whole lot. Like
Sure, yeah.
It is you mentioned spoiler alert. I don't think we need to worry about that because the movie basically tells you everything that's going to happen.
Right.
Like you know from the very first scene is set. This whole movie is a flashback, and so you start after everything's done, and you see this is not going to go well.
Right.
So you know that from the beginning. Nicole Kidman, like in the first 20 minutes, coughs blood into a handkerchief, which is the movie shortcut to like, oh, she's going to be dead by the end of this. You know, like it's just a matter of how does this wrap up? And the movie even also like gives you its thesis statement. Like it says, this is a movie about truth, beauty, freedom, and love. And so it gives like, I think I think that you can really make that work. There are plenty of movies that make it work where it's like, we're going to tell you what's going to happen. And it's the road to get there. That's really the story here. But I think in telling so much, it really has to sell it. Like it kind of fences you in to say, this movie is going to do this is going to happen, and here is what this movie is about. So you have to agree with it that it is actually about that. It doesn't give you any room to like interpret it differently. And so that's where I'm hung up right now. So you said a brief synopsis. So
I mean,
sorry,
now that's
Zach.
good. That's good.
I didn't respect your wishes there, but yeah, that's where I'm not sure, and it may take a rewatch for me to like absorb that a little bit more. So I'm not totally closed off from it, but I'm still not sure that it like sold me that was what it was really about or not.
Right. And what I think the movie is really about is one line that they say, I think multiple times in the movie, is the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Okay.
And so for Satine, this prostitute who gives herself for money, who dances for men, who does other things for men, and she gets to find love on her dying bed, basically.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
and so this movie is in love, with the many ways that these show love,
Hmm.
and it believes in love, right? And I think that's what is at the very core of this movie. Um, which is funny because Harold Zidler also says the show must go on, Satine. We're creatures of the underworld. We can't afford to love. But
Hmm.
she basically throws her hand to that in the face of that, saying, you know, this is my chance at love, even if it means like giving up everything. And, and and confronted with the crisis of, well, the guy that's funding this show is going to pull the funding, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the end, love does win out, regardless, love does win out. Um, and that's where I feel like this movie is the strength of this movie is it is like, it really has a romantic view of at the very core of human relationship is like love. Um, and I think it comes through. So let me ask you this. Now,
Okay.
you're not a huge musical fan.
Yeah.
Are you able to give a good take of this movie separate from your taste of musicals, or can you not separate the two?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question. There are movies that are musicals that I do get into, and there are musicals that I like, and this one has the opportunity of doing that because it's not your standard musical, and it's messing around with reality some. Like this is in a way that in a way that standard musicals are not exactly. So I think that I can separate them a little bit. I'll say
Okay.
because eventually, like some of the issues that I probably have are taste, and I think to some degree when I have problems with musicals, it has to do with the tone with which we break reality and go into song.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm cool with it, and sometimes I'm not cool with it. And uh, the more musicals that we do on this podcast, maybe the more this is kind of like my therapy session for
Well, we
learning
did
about myself and my problems with musicals.
we did talk about needing to disagree every once in a while.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, I think that like there's it it all has to do with like your ability to suspend your belief or disbelief, right?
sure, yeah.
And I'm in I think that like a lot of times you think that like, well, here's reality for me and here's not reality, and I like it or I don't like it. But I get into pretty meta things and weird things. And so I think that like for me, it's really about, do I think that these two worlds coexist well? Or is it like is it too jarring how we're swapping realities? In this one, I think the musical numbers for me, they felt like too much sometimes, and then there were other times where they felt like they were. I think it's like I just didn't buy the choice of music or whatever,
Huh.
you know. Um, so it was like a taste thing, and I'll say like I with Baz Luhrmann, I've seen Romeo and Juliet, I've now seen Moulin Rouge, and I've seen Great Gatsby. Haven't seen Elvis yet. And I need to go back and see Romeo and Juliet again. I
Yeah,
didn't like it, but I think that was like I just didn't know what I was getting into at the time. And I actually did like Gatsby. So you and I, we've just, you know, we've got different Lerman taste maybe.
sure,
But
yeah.
I thought and it's not all that different from Moulin Rouge, right? With what Baz Luhrmann is trying to do. He's kind of got his thing, and that's what he does.
Sure.
And it's been long enough that I don't remember enough about why Gatsby worked for me, and why this one I'm still a little skeptical of.
Hmm.
But yeah, that first musical number, not even the first musical number, I mean like the first 30 minutes was just so much that it was like I was underwater and running out of
Well,
breath.
and what it reminds me of is very much, it was not trying to be a movie about the theater. It was about theater as a movie. And that's why even like at the very beginning, there was that proscenium arch,
Yeah.
and I could
Yeah.
just feel myself being pulled in. You
Yeah.
know, it's like when I saw Wicked on Broadway last year, and it's like they often hit you hard and fast at the very beginning. It's all
Yeah.
the like get you up in your seat and just wide eyed and
Yeah.
ready to go.
And it's so impressive. Like
Yeah.
I'm not hating on that part of it. Like it's a showstopper. But I think I think my, not intellectually, but I think I'm like confused by it's like we go from like a Sound of Music reference to Lady Marmalade to Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I was just like, my head was like spinning a little bit. And sometimes I'm just like, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also like it's a modern, telling of a story that would not have these modern like pop culture references if told in another time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, like he's quoting from when he's, the scene where he's confessing his love to her, he's quoting from the Beatles, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And I
In
think that's
theory, I'm into that.
right. And it's like, it's basically like, I feel like it's some of those ideas that they're referencing to from like pop culture is that these are universal themes that are found throughout pop culture, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it gives it a cultural relevance versus just, oh, let's watch this period musical.
Yeah. Yeah. I dig that in theory. I like the mashup of
Right.
different times talking to each other. So that's cool. But like I like the love song that is supposed to be like the pinnacle of love is like Elton John's "This Is Your Song," you know. And
I sang that
it's
in my acting class, by the way. Anyway, go ahead.
I would love to hear that sometime. But but like that's a bold choice. And I guess it's big pressure to pin that for any song. And so there's just a lot that it's like, for it to deliver on its thesis statement, like you got to be sold on it. You got to like that song. You got to like Ewan McGregor's delivery of that song. And there were moments where I did really dig some things, and then there were moments where I was like, yeah, that feels a little hokey.
Well, and I think it has no qualms with being called hokey. I mean, I think that's the whole point.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think if
It knows what it is.
I think it sets the stage when you've got John Leguizamo coming out on his knees, walking because his character is very short. It's literally telling you, hey, this is serious, but not serious. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
totally.
And we know that Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman are not professional singers,
Yeah,
And
yeah,
for me, I feel like the Ewan McGregor performance with him as a lowly writer falling in love with a prostitute, it's like he's not gonna deliver like a Lin Manuel Miranda. He's gonna deliver like the poor young writer that he is,
yeah, yeah,
who is finding himself just totally enamored and like finding true love. And when he hits some of those notes, I don't know. I guess it just hit me just right because like he hit some of those notes, and I'm like, oh, man, I felt that to my core because this is not. Oh, this is the best singer. This is Adele. This is Lady Gaga or whoever delivering these lines and this performance. And I think for me, it worked really well. I love the theatrical nature to it, that it's like there's often stuff that is super over sensationalized. And that's what this film is in love with. It's never once saying we're going to take ourselves so self-serious and you can't think about this in any other way, And I think that's the strong point of the film is that it's not trying to convince you of being something it's not,
Well, I think thematically it does kind of tell you this is what this is going to be about. But I do agree with you that they're just kind of shamelessly like putting themselves out there.
Sure, yeah.
And I dig that. I do dig that. Can I ask you a question?
Sure, yeah.
What was your favorite number from the whole movie? Which one did you think landed the best?
So I have to say that I'm biased. The scene that you were just talking about with the Elton John song is the scene that I was given in my acting class several years ago.
Oh, dang, yeah.
We did the entire scene and the song in acting class, and literally a room that's probably like 10 by 15 foot wide with about 20 people in the room. And we're acting out that whole scene in the middle of the room, with people literally as close to me as I could touch them, and so I'm a little biased, and that is outside of the opening number. That is my favorite. I like the pop culture references. I like that it was this vulnerability on both of their parts. And I feel like the emotion of it all came through really well. Because there was no finality to it. It was just the like pouring out of your heart, and it really hit me. What did you have a number? Were you able to find any moments of like enjoyment,
any redeeming qualities? I thought the one that landed the best for me was the Roxanne number.
Yeah, okay.
I thought that one was that one I felt a little bit.
Yeah, I really like that too, because it's like, okay, now we're not hyper focused on the main characters, and it's like, you basically have almost like a narrator position coming out to address what's happening, I really like that a lot. So let me ask you this.
Roxanne is a real easy song to just like kind of do comically.
Right.
But I felt like it put an angle on it I hadn't really thought about before.
Absolutely. Before we get to giving this a star rating, now we've addressed the fact that you don't really, you're not a huge musical fan. Did this just affirm your lack of musical adoration, or is there anything in this that says I could be open, a little more open to musicals?
I think as I age, I am opening myself up to more things. So this one, because the thing that's really holding me back is my reaction to it. As I process it and think about it in a sort of intellectual way, I can get with a lot of the choices and see what it's getting at, but it's just like my more base, like sort of emotional reaction to it. And so I'm trying to figure out, like we were talking about earlier, just trying to figure out what exactly is it that makes that different than another one that works. And I don't know, man. I think we need to have a few more therapy sessions, Zach.
Come what may, Troy.
Talk about my childhood a little bit or something. I don't know, man. I'm not sure, but respect, but it just hit me in a way that I think that like the beginning being so overwhelming, like pulled me out of it a little
Okay.
bit.
All right.
And I had to, it was hard to come back to it.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily that I need to take it seriously, because there's a lot of times that it's making fun of itself, and it's in on the joke with you and that sort of thing. But yeah, there were times where I was feeling like totally disconnected
Sure.
from this thing emotionally, and you need to be connected to this emotionally for it to work.
Yeah. And I feel that. And I on the other hand, felt every bit of this movie. And I feel like because this was like love that came out of nowhere, it feels like the opening was just that like explosion, when you feel love for the first time for somebody and all the sensations get going and you're just like, this is the world. Everything's just kind of like
Yeah,
overwhelming.
it's a real sensory experience.
Yeah, yeah. That brings us to the point of like, what would you give this as a star rating?
I think at this point I would give it a 2.5 to 3 sort of rating.
Oh man.
I'm so sorry, Zach.
Ow.
Like,
Ow. Ah.
so
This is me
sorry.
pounding my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
For the first time in the history of this long wagered war of podcasting, we are disagreeing on the most heinous high level.
Ouch. Yeah, sorry it's come to this. I hope we can still be friends.
Come what may, Troy. Since I didn't get it in earlier. Yeah. All right. So, we discussed in length about how we come up with our star ratings. So I'm not going to get deep into that. I will say, as what the intention of this film is, it's a 5-star film. Like in the world of musicals, it's a 5-star musical.
Yeah. I went on Letterboxd and looked at where the ratings tended to land, and I'm in the minority on this. So I wonder if I would appreciate it more on multiple watches. It just, like I said, just the gut test, it hasn't landed for me. And maybe I just need to snort a line of Coke before I watch this.
Yeah.
And
I just I closed my eyes and remember my days of partying in Los Angeles, and I was able to just like and just like explode into watching this movie with all the sensations.
You just put on a top hat and
man.
Sing some Nirvana and then sing Lady Marmalade. Yeah.
Go to town. Well, we are well into overtime. Do you have anything else? Final thoughts about Moulin Rouge, Baz Luhrmann, or moving on so you don't have to be tortured by such a thing for much longer?
Yeah. We'll stop talking about it, Troy, so you don't have to deal with it anymore. A comedic note, for a good like 2/3 of the movie, I thought the Duke was being played by Gary Oldman, and I was like, this is totally why Zach likes this movie. But that guy looks a little like Gary Oldman.
I feel like that's a role that a young Gary Oldman could play, and
totally,
yeah, and would ham it up,
that was part of why I was that's Gary Oldman, right?
In an alternate universe, he's in it.
Yeah. So speaking of, great transition.
Right. What are we moving into? What the curtain has fallen on the first act. What's going on in the second one?
Yeah. If we Zach, you posed to me the idea of us coming up with an alternate crew, let's say, for Moulin Rouge. What if we were going to do this movie again? I guess for the like inevitable 25-year remake of Moulin Rouge that's probably coming. How would we do it? Who would
filmed on a cell phone?
Yeah. Who would we get to direct it? Who would the cast be? That sort of thing. So
all right, yeah, man. I really like this idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. Yeah, we're coming at you in season 2 with some new segments.
Yeah,
Hope you enjoy these fresh new activities. And we chatted about this a little bit before the show, and we both approached it a little bit differently. So you want to start out with that?
Absolutely.
Zach, how'd you approach the group of people you put together?
So I approach this recasting as like a drama, as like a dark drama, a dark melodramatic drama. I think that the storyline, given the stakes at hand, lend itself to a more serious tone within the world of a serendipitous love story. That's kind of the direction I took it. How about you?
Yeah, so you're going dark. You're like the new DC universe sort of version of
Dark-ish.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
And once I tell you the director, you'll understand where, when I say dark-ish.
Okay. Yeah, does this be Christopher Nolan or this?
Right, yes. It's actually all in reverse. It's yeah.
Fantastic.
What about you? What's your before we reveal, what's your approach?
Yeah, so I did a more straight up what if we were gonna treat Moulin Rouge with the same sort of it's still a musical. We're gonna try to just make the tone or the vibe a little bit different with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to start with who your director is, or do you want to give the cast and then kind of go into director?
Oh, and lead up to that. I think I'll start with the director because I think that'll help
set the tone.
That'll help get us in the right corral. So the director that I chose is one of those directors who does like modern day musicals that I vibe with much more, and that's John Carney.
Okay.
He did Once.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he does these musicals. They're not musicals in the typical sense. There's not a theatrical sort of, or as nearly as much theatricality to it. It's more like a music video that they kind of
a very folky. Yeah.
I think music video is a great way to describe it. So instead of like a stage number, it turns into more of a music video. And so I'd be really interested to see how that, because there'd be a lot less of that cocaine that I was talking about in this one.
Sure, yeah.
And I love the way that he fuses music and drama together. So yeah, that's my director, John Carney.
Yeah, and I mean, I can see this leaving some of the story outside of the brothel and kind of walking the streets and kind of seeing more of the city and not being just in that one central staging area.
Yeah. Location is like a big part of his movie. So
all right, so you recasted the thing. Who do you got going?
Who do I have going? Okay, so Christian, I think, is the weakest one that I've thought about. I'll give you a few that I sort of considered. I thought about Timothy Chalamet because he just recently did the Dylan biopic, and so he's shown that he's got some music chops, and he's an okay actor,
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't think that this is really his vibe. I think he generally he's a little more dour in his unrequited love. So I went with somebody who can be a little more upbeat, but who has also been in some unrequited love type movies, and it also has some musical chops, and that's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so that's my Christian. Satine, I thought about a lot of different people for this one. I'll give you the honorable mentions. An obvious one is Lady Gaga. She's done stuff like this before. I felt like that was way too obvious. Thought about Scarlett Johansson. She's done some music, and I think she does really well in movies that don't just cast her as like the
The endowed
the
hot
damsel
girl.
in distress
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
hot chick or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also thought about Selena Gomez.
Okay.
I think she's pretty cool, and I really dig her in Only Murders in the Building. I think she's really good at uh, being cool at first, but having like something going on underneath the surface, which I think is super important for Satine. But I came up with another one who I think like can hit so many different levels, and also has done a little bit of music, particularly rapping on Saturday Night Live, and that is Natalie Portman.
Nice.
Like she can do so much, and so I think it'd be pretty interesting to see what she does with that role.
Man,
Uh,
this is seemingly a movie that I want to watch, and
all right, yes,
you're going
I'm
to be
so glad.
astonished at some interesting parallels.
Yes.
Uh,
For the Duke, I thought about Hugh Grant.
oh yeah, yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, yeah, because Hugh Grant can be that like buttoned up, like snobby sort of guy, but as we've seen in several of his recent movies, he can really have like a dark side too,
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
sinister side, and he's good at playing the straight man. Like the Duke in this is as close to a straight man as we've got. So Hugh Grant, and then for the Harold Zidler character, I got Matthew McConaughey.
That's great. Yeah, I like that.
Because yeah, we need somebody who can be like a showstopper.
Yeah,
And
yeah. All right, all right, all right.
because yeah, he this character at several moments like keeps everything from blowing up.
Absolutely.
And I think McConaughey can definitely do that.
He definitely
So
like reins in the madness and keeps things going on the rails.
yeah, but can also be part of the madness.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because it is. The show must go on, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
So,
man. I'm digging that.
yeah, awesome, awesome. I'm glad. We'll pitch it. The remake of Moulin Rouge.
All
We'll get
right.
it going. Call your people.
So
Yeah, what do you got?
one of my favorite directors. He is well known for his movies with his weird, quirky comedies, but he's also got some dark movies as well. And this recasting remake will be done towing the line between the two. And my director is Woody Allen.
Okay, Woody Allen. All right,
Okay.
all right. I'm here.
Tonally, in the world of Match Point, and some of his other dark movies,
Mm-hmm.
but with some of the quirkiness of some of his more comedic movies.
Yeah, and he's already had a scene from the Moulin Rouge in one of his movies, right?
You know, what was that in?
Oh man, we're gonna have to look this up and then edit
Yes,
this
yes,
out,
I
'cause
know,
it's gonna
right?
be embarrassing to not know
Yeah.
the name of this
Oh,
movie.
yeah. All right.
You know
Was
where
it-
Owen Wilson goes back.
Oh,
in
yeah,
time.
yeah. Midnight in Paris. Yeah.
Midnight in Paris. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like that second time that they go back to Paris in the 1890s, don't they go to the Moulin Rouge?
Yes, they do.
So yeah,
Man.
you've already got like a sort of test screening thing going on there. Yeah.
Right. And Midnight in Paris is one of my favorite of his movies. It is so good. That being said, you can kind of get an idea if you're familiar with Woody Allen movies. And I'm going to start with one of the smaller characters moving my way on up. I'm going to start with Warner, the henchman bodyguard guy, as Terry O'Quinn, who is John Locke in the series Lost, and he's been in a lot of other movies. He was in, I think he was the mayor in Tombstone, I believe, and many other films. Great character actor. He has a demanding presence, and I think he would be good in this kind of like a little bit darker setting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Another great actor casted in this movie, playing a small role, though, would be the Argentinian, played by Pedro Pascal. Okay.
Yeah, he can do no wrong.
Right. Next would be Toulouse, the John Leguizamo character. I thought about a bunch of different options, but I kept coming back to Sam Rockwell. He can play a serious character, but he can also play like a weird, quirky kind of guy. And I think that's what this role would require, where it wouldn't be a full-on comedic role, like a little bit more so in the movie of Moulin Rouge. All right.
Yeah, you're a big Sam Rockwell fan, aren't you?
Yeah, man. I love him. Then Zidler, my curveball.
Here we go. Curveball.
One of the greatest character actors and actors just of all time is Tilda Swinton. Would be
okay. All right.
yeah.
Yeah, she can be weird. So
Absolutely.
That's her comfort zone.
Which I kind of envisioned her character in Bong Joon-ho's Snowpiercer as kind of a very similar, but of course with this film, a little more reined in, that nice little weird, little bit of comic relief as kind of the host and kind of the through line of the show to keep it going. But so fantastic.
But dark too, yeah.
And then I've got the Duke. Tell me, do you feel in charge? Tom Hardy as the Duke. So dark.
I love Tom Hardy, so I'm all about this.
Dark, quirky, I think would be fantastic in this role. Here is a parallel. One of the parallels. Christian, I actually cast. I talked to him. I said, I know you've had a good run recently with A Complete Unknown and Dune 2.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But because of this kind of role, I think it's perfect for Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah. He didn't work in my movie because he was too dark.
But he got the Woody Allen script, and he's like, how do I say no to
this? This is the remake that I'm gonna do.
And then lastly, but not least, another parallel. Satine, by Natalie Portman.
Whoa!
And here's my reasoning why. She's got a sex appeal, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Nicole Kidman, plays this character in this movie that she's a little bit older than Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think at this point, Natalie Portman's a little bit older than Timothée Chalamet. One of the movies, like the movie Closer, right?
That movie definitely came to mind.
Right. And that's what I started thinking. I was like, man, she would play this so perfectly. And I mean, she's arguably one of the greatest actresses of all time. And I think would be the nice, big bow tied on the cast of the new Woody Allen movie, Moulin Rouge.
Wow. And man, what if we had two remakes come out and Natalie Portman was in both of them?
Yeah. Two totally different. Like, is there a greater year in acting than Natalie Portman just had in the two different takes of Moulin Rouge?
She could get nominated for the Oscar for Satine twice.
Yeah. I mean, wild, crazy time. It's 2025. The world is turning upside down. Natalie Portman, 2 for 2.
Wow. Yeah. We're on to something, Zach. This is fantastic.
All right. Well, now that we've got these movies under our belt, we're moving into a new segment, aren't we, Troy?
Well, before we do that, it is time for us, Zach, to pay the bills. Or try to pay the bills. We still, it's season 2, but we still don't have any sponsors yet. No one has approached us, even as season 1 has been completed. So we're going to continue with our desired sponsors. This time around, Zach, a lot of it's big podcasting advertising fodder for mattress advertising. Like, if you listen to a podcast, you have heard a mattress commercial. I guarantee it. But I was thinking outside of the box, and I thought about alternatives to mattresses. So let's say that you are like wanting to be minimalist, or you're wanting to save money perhaps, and you're looking for something to sleep on outside of a mattress.
All right.
I went to a blog post that talked about this stuff. So I went to a very reputable source, to do my research, and I found a few alternatives to mattresses that you can go with. And I was wondering if maybe they would like to get in on the podcasting game the way the mattress industry has, to try to like compete a little bit. So here's what I got. The first one is you could sleep on just straw that's like laid out on your floor.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Rustic.
And this is the most cost effective of what I've got here. You can get a bale of straw at Home Depot for $35. So if Home Depot would like to do some advertising for mattress alternatives, or honestly like any of the other big stores where you can buy bales of hay and straw, that's an opportunity. Another one, this is the priciest of them. You can probably get some mattresses slightly cheaper than this, but just sleeping on wool. So you like get a bale of wool and you spread it out on your floor and you lay down on that.
I think I like that.
Nice. I'm sure they're laughing over the airwaves with that one. Good job, Jack. All right. Great Northern Weaving prices a bale of wool at $1,200 a bale. Now that is going to be a little less expensive than your like Tempur-Pedic mattresses and that kind of thing. So if you want to go with wool. And then the last thing are like the Japanese like futon style mattresses. They're called Shiki futons. And there was a website that I found called J Life International, and they sell these, and they're anywhere from $170 to $850.
Wow.
You can kind of roll them up when you finish, and you got a lot more space in your room. So if you're interested in some mattress alternatives, all of you people out there, if you want to really up your game as far as alternate mattress option sales go, we're your guys.
Yeah.
Come to us and we'll be glad to do a little bit of advertising for you.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully our podcast is not making you think about laying in bed and we're putting you to sleep. But
yeah, but I mean, if you want to close out your evenings listeing to our conversation,
sure,
yeah.
Put us on as we lull you to sleep with the sounds of the ones and twos.
That's right. So, all right. Well, time for the next segment, Jack. Time for the next segment, Jack. Zach,
you don't know Jack.
Zach, would you like to intro this one since I can't talk?
All right. So moving on to the next segment, we're going to be talking about Nicole Kidman's filmography. She has done a lot over the years. She has been a major leading actress dating back to the 80s when she was doing Far and Away and other big titles. I've realized that I have not seen a lot of her movies. I've seen a few really good ones, but there are a lot of blind spots. And, you know, I mean, they're not a lot that I'm like, I got to see those movies, but there's definitely some titles that stand out, especially because of some big name directors as well. So we're going to be kind of giving a run through of the ones that stand out to us, but then also the top 5 blind spots of films that star Nicole Kidman that we haven't seen.
Yeah. Kidman, I think we kind of alluded to this, but she's definitely the standout performance in Moulin Rouge. And I think a thing that's really interesting about her is that she plays some pretty like dark, sort of twisted roles in a lot of her movies. And I don't think that's when a lot of people, the general thought about Nicole Kidman, that's not where you immediately go, but she's got some range. So yeah, I think it's really, she is someone who like I am a little more interested in because she's attached to it.
Well, she's a very interesting actress, and she can play a wide range of characters, but she definitely has a type for a lot of movies. But like you said, with like some of the darker turns, she's incredible.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to kick it off, Zach? Are you going to immediately take Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom?
And we're talking about our blind spots.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. I have not seen either of the Aquaman movies. I got a little bit of Marvel burnout. The first one I'm gonna take.
Oh, but
It,
we were gonna say a few of our standouts, weren't we?
yes, that's what I was alluding to.
Yeah, yeah.
Before I get to that first pick on my blind spots, I'd love to give a little shout out to the movies that I really do enjoy that I've seen of Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Starting with a movie that it's kind of a dark movie, a sad, melancholic, but I thought she was really good in it alongside Michael Keaton in a movie called My Life. Came out in the early 90s. Just a really sweet movie. Michael Keaton's dying of cancer and Nicole Kidman plays the wife. And it's a subtle role. It's one that's always stood out to me. Um, Cold Mountain. She starred alongside Renee Zellweger. Was really great in that. The Others gives the ghostly performance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
that's a
very
fun one.
haunting movie, haunting role. And she plays it so well.
I see what you did there.
I think as far as between Moulin Rouge, which is my number one, and this movie, it's kind of two totally different kind of performances, and I feel like you can't really distinguish which is better. And I'm talking about To Die For. Um, Very dark comedy, aspiring news reporter, takes some very dark turns, and she's brilliant. I feel like it's one of her best, most nuanced performances of her career.
Yeah, that's probably my number one on the to see list because
Nice.
yeah, I'm so interested in this one. And I think it was really the point in her career where she was it was clear that she was not just going to be a standard like leading lady type. Like she wasn't going to be Julia Roberts, you know. She was going to play some stuff that was like a little twisted.
And honestly, I feel like it was the role that made her less Tom Cruise's wife or ex at that point
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
more her own
Yeah,
actress,
because
her
that
own.
was, you know, if you didn't know Nicole Kidman, you were just like, oh, you mean Tom Cruise's wife? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. So, do you have some standouts before we get to our blind spots?
The first one I'll start with is a pretty recent one. It's called Baby Girl, and it's one that's really interesting to me because it challenges a lot of the ways we generally expect people to behave sexually. And she does a good job in it, especially dealing with being an attractive woman who is aging. So I'll leave it at that. But Baby Girl,
I dig.
definitely check that one out. Lot of 80s like needle drops on that too.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, some In Excess, some George Michael. Go give it a look. Another
So,
one that I would do, continuing with the don't watch this one with your parents theme, is Stanley Kubrick's last film. And this was back when she and Tom Cruise were still married. Eyes Wide Shut.
okay. Yeah. Hmm.
And yeah, that's another one that challenges commonly held views of sexuality and uh, monogamy and that kind of thing. Man, I didn't mean for that to be like the theme of my choices here.
Dude, what are you telling me right now?
Yeah, yeah, freak. But I think I'll leave it. I think I'll leave it there. Another one. No, I'll give you one more. The Yorgos Lanthimos movie, A Killing of a Sacred Deer. I think that is probably his most disturbing movie. Like it is the hardest to watch. And yeah, just thinking about it, I'm getting riled up knowing what happens in that movie. So I don't know if that's a recommendation, but it's a powerful movie. But I
Well,
don't
that
know
is
if I
on.
would say go watch it.
That's one that's on my blind spot, and it's not one that I'm eagerly anticipating watching.
Yeah,
I know eventually I will, but
it will make you angry.
yeah.
and it will make you think about some things that are probably worth thinking about. But man, it is not an easy watch. It's rough.
All right. Well, now that we've cleared out the ones that we have seen and stood out to us, let's just jump right into our blind spots.
Let's do it.
We've already established my Killing of a Sacred Deer. Haven't seen that one, so I'm going to take that off the list. But Being the Ricardos, the Aaron Sorkin film about Lucille Ball and Ricky Ricardo. I feel like I saw part of this, but it's definitely one that I'm interested to see with Nicole Kidman playing such an iconic figure.
Yeah.
And it taking a very dark turn, as we all know about their personal lives and everything. And Javier Bardem as Ricky Ricardo. Or no, as Desi Arnaz. Sorry, both Ricky Ricardo and Desi Arnaz.
Right.
But you know what? You feel me? You feel me?
I'm totally in sync. I might have made the same mistake.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely got to see that one. So,
yeah, that's on my list too. It was one that she was nominated for an Oscar for, and it was one that I feel like is kind of a typical Oscar move. That I don't know that that's what I would have put, but I didn't see the movie, so it's one that and I'd be interested in seeing Nicole Kidman's take on that and Javier Bardem's take on Desi Arnaz for that matter. So yeah, that's an interesting one to me too.
all right.
All right, yeah. What do you got next?
So I do have Baby Girl. Haven't seen that one yet. I've heard all the things about that. It seems interesting. You know, I've actually been in the presence of Nicole Kidman multiple times in person. She has uh, an appeal for sure that transcends age.
Yeah.
She is a gorgeous, very unique person. Appearance, she's ghostly pale, but also like just incredibly gorgeous. So yeah, got to see that one.
Yeah. The next one I'll do is one that I was not aware of until I started making this list, and it's called Margot at the Wedding. And it's a Noah Baumbach movie, and it also stars Jack Black. And Nicole Kidman's character is the sister of someone who's about to get married, and Jack Black is the potential groom. And it looks like a Noah Baumbach movie. And and with Noah Baumbach, I either like it really lands for me, or I'm like kind of lukewarm on it, but respect the craftsmanship or whatever. So I'm curious about this movie now. Margot
Yeah,
at the Wedding.
that's one that's a title that it stands out to me that I'm like, I've either seen it or I've heard it been talked about so much that it makes me feel like I've seen it.
Mhm.
And again, Noah Baumbach, I'm definitely in the same world of like, do I really want to get into this? Which is oddly enough how much in love of like Greta Gerwig's movies that I think you and I both are. Um, is a wild combination that they are a couple.
Yeah, because I love everything that Greta Gerwig touches,
Yeah.
and Noah Baumbach. I mean, I that's one part of why I like Noah Baumbach. The ones that I do like, often Greta Gerwig's involved
Right.
with it.
Right.
And they're also romantic partners too, and so it's just weird that like one part of that partnership I am ride or die, and the other one I can be
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
back and forth on.
Um. Cool. Well, yeah. My next one would be the Sofia Coppola movie, The Beguiled.
Oh
Um.
yeah.
Yeah, starring Kirsten Dunst, Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman, and Elle Fanning.
Hmm.
And I think I'm that much more anxious to actually go back and watch this now because I just finished binge watching The Great, starring Elle Fanning,
Yeah.
and she is incredible. Sophia Coppola is a good director. So it's one that I wasn't as intrigued to watch when it came out, but now I'm a little more so. I mean, you can't beat that. That cast is fantastic. Colin
Yeah.
Farrell can do no wrong these days, so maybe that's
Nope.
just another home run by him. So,
Yeah, that is one I have seen and I would definitely recommend.
all right, what you got?
My next one is The Hours. And I
Okay.
remember when this movie came out and it got a lot of fanfare. This is the one that Nicole Kidman has won an Oscar for. And the IMDb line for it is the story of how the novel Mrs. Dalloway affects three generations of women, all of whom in one way or another have had to deal with suicide in their lives. And Nicole Kidman plays Virginia Woolf in it. So I'm intrigued about it by the literary angle to it and how it's jumping generations of people too. So The Hours, 2002 film.
Yeah, that's definitely one that I have not seen. I mean, Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. There's a few okay actors in there.
and the last one on my list is by another director that it's like sometimes you don't know what to expect. Lars von Trier's Dogville.
Mm-hmm.
I know very little about this movie. It just seems very interesting, and like the cast alone, with Lauren Bacall, John Hurt as the narrator, Jeremy Davies, Paul Bettany, Nicole Kidman, like it. It just seems like something that would be very interesting to watch, and that definitely, was not on my radar, and now it is.
Yeah, yeah. That's one that is also not on my radar. I've heard of this movie. I've seen it get recommended to me. It's a Lars von Trier movie. But I didn't really know much about it. So, but it's highly rated and looks like an interesting one. So it was on my short list, but since you named it, I'll go with a different one.
All right,
And
round out the list for us.
I'm gonna round it out with Rabbit Hole.
I have not been
And
down
that's a
that rabbit
20,
hole.
yeah, I'll try not to go too far down the rabbit hole, but it's directed by John Cameron Mitchell. It's a 2010 movie, and it is another one of those movies that you're going to put off if you know the subject matter of it. It is about a married couple whose child dies,
Mm.
and they're going through the aftermath of that and dealing with the inevitable hardship that comes to a relationship when you lose a child. So definitely not subject matter I'm really wanting to wade a whole lot into. But listen to this cast. It has Nicole Kidman, Aaron Eckhart plays her spouse. You got Sandra Oh in it. You got Giancarlo Esposito. You got Miles Teller. There's a lot of good people in there. So and it's fairly highly rated too. So I don't know that it's one that I'm going to be rushing to see, but I am pretty curious about this movie Rabbit Hole.
Nice,
So yeah,
nice.
that's our list of Nicole Kidman blind spots. How
Well,
many? Yeah, I'm curious as to if
what
there's
do we got?
if there's any like Nicole Kidman like completist out there. Are there any die hard Nicole Kidman fans in our
I'd be
circle of
interested to see that because looking on IMDb, or as you put it, IMDb,
I'm turning it into a word. IMDb.com.
she's got a wide range of movies that range from very low, 5 out of 10 ratings,
Yeah.
to some very high ones. So, yeah, I mean, there's got to be some diehard Nicole Kidman fans out there. Let us know what
Yeah,
you think.
and she's definitely warranted that. I was thinking this past year when I saw Baby Girl, I was like, man, Nicole Kidman is really good. And I'd been kind of sleeping on
I
that.
mean, I've
So
known that since Days of Thunder, man. Come
Days
on.
of Thunder, you was that your first intro to Nicole Kidman, Days of
Yeah,
Thunder?
yeah. Well, actually, Far and Away was my first intro
Far and
to Nicole
away,
Kidman.
yeah.
Back when she was a young, vibrant, curly-haired uh, redhead, and a young Tom Cruise. Who knew after Far and Away that he would become what he has become?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah. So all
Yeah.
right. So we're rounding out the show. What else we got going on here?
Well, I wanted to share some letters from the mailbag. I'm titling this segment the you got to see this mailbag. We really appreciate our those of you who support us and everything. We enjoy doing this, but it means a lot that other people are interested in listening to this too. So I thought I would share, and we'll try to do this regularly. So yeah, Zach, this one I'm gonna read to you. It comes from at muffintop541978. And here's what it says. Dear Zach and Troy, thanks so much for your podcast. I'm so excited for season 2. Your thoughtful conversation about movies and their merits has had me going back and revisiting some of my favorite movies and recommending them to my friends. I can tell you both really care about the movies you revere and about the other person's feelings too. I'm learning so much about movies listening to you talk about them, and it feels almost like I'm at a coffee house listening in as you chat, having just come from the Cineplex. And that's Zach. There's just something in his voice that stirs me up inside. Whenever I've had a hard day, I just imagine Zach is telling me that everything will be all right. Then I snuggle up on the couch and pull a blanket up nice and tight and hold a cushion close to me. I named that couch cushion Zach. I hope that isn't weird. Troy, if you're thinking about your lineup for next season, might I suggest Dirty Dancing, Body Heat, and Wild Things? I would love to hear Zach talk about them. I thought that was sweet.
You tell me the time and place, baby doll.
Yeah. Thanks a lot at Muffin Top. That was nice. So yeah, we'll keep reading those as they come in. We really appreciate your thoughts. We appreciate the times you agree and disagree with us, and all of the well wishing for this podcast. We're having a great time making it.
Yes, please do. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, and that pretty much concludes our show, Zach. Do you want to hear what we're doing next week?
Man, I cannot wait.
All right, dude, I really think that you are going to like this movie. The byline for this one is a 16-year-old girl who was raised by her father to be the perfect assassin is dispatched on a mission across Europe, tracked by a ruthless intelligence agent and her operatives. It is Joe Wright's 2011 movie, Hannah. And it stars Saoirse Ronan, Cate Blanchett, and Eric Bana. So buckle up, Zach, and get ready, dude.
I'm along for the ride, bro.
Yeah, this is a movie that I thoroughly enjoy. So
nice.
So if you would like to join us, in the meantime, get on your streaming site of choice or go to the library and find out how to watch Hannah, and join us next time. And hopefully you like this movie too. So that's about all I got, Zach. What about you?
Man, I'm exhausted. My Nicole Kidman bag is empty. I feel like we've done all we can, and I feel like Hannah's gonna fill us back up because I got nothing else to say, man. You're
sitting on a dark gray day, looking out your window, finishing up typing on your typewriter, looking out at the now very quiet windmill just across the street from you. So yeah, well, thanks a lot, everybody, for listening. We'll do it again very soon. And for You Gotta See This Man, I'm Troy.
And I'm Zach.
Go watch a movie or something.
Tell us about it.
That's it, man. It's game over, man. It's game over.
If you have any suggestions or thoughts, you can email us at the letter U, gotta, letter C, thisman@gmail.com. Follow along with our show page on letterboxd.com, as well as our own individual pages. We look forward to having fun, talking with friends, and reviewing some movies. Join us.